if you're new here, welcome. My name is Kayla and I'm glad to have you here. And if you have seen my face before, I'm glad to have you back, and I hope this channel's for you. I hope you subscribe, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, let's get into this video. Let's get the lighting back together. Okay, so in this video I want to talk about my beginning stages, my journey, how it's going so far with knowing God, with building a relationship with God, and with trusting God, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's get right into the video. I don't have much of an intro that I want to say. I feel like I would just be rambling like I am now. So let's get started. And I'm sorry for noise in the background because it is raining and there's cars passing, and I don't know if you hear all that, but if you do, I'm sorry, and if you don't, let's just ignore it. But yeah, the thunder, whatnot. Anyway, okay, so the beginning, basically how God called me to seek him and get to know God, get to know him, get to know Jesus and all that. So let's start from the beginning. I grew up with a family that believed in God, you know. I grew up with a family that took me to church, but on certain cases it wasn't instilled in me that I had to go to church, and it also wasn't instilled in me that yeah, I just didn't go to church after a certain age. And it was just, I had a very interesting childhood where, you know, my parents are separated. They both believe in God, but they just had different ways of presenting God to me. So yeah, I stopped going to church probably after middle school. So high school, I didn't really go to church. And so in high school, from middle school to high school, I was getting to know myself, and I was getting to, like, I believed in God. I was like praying to God or whatever. Not often though, like it would just be from time to time. And I wasn't really getting to know God, having a relationship with him. And I started to steer away from God in a sense where, not my actions necessarily, but believing in him. Like, is he real? Like, is there a higher power? I was thinking like maybe there's something working with God, like the universe, as people always say nowadays. And there was just all these things like zodiac signs, tarots, crystals, sorry about that, crystals and things of that nature. Like, I was just dabbling in everything, trying to like see what works best, you know. So like with God included as the top, but I'm just like, what does God want? I don't know what God wants. I don't know what he's putting forth in this world that we're supposed to use. So I was just, you know, so confused. So during the pandemic, which was me at the end stages of high school, because we were all like confined into a space, like everybody wanted to get away from being in a household with the same people over and over again. I cut all my friends off, or they cut me off. You know, we just weren't aligning the way we should have been as friends. And I just became very isolated. And during this time, I seek to find something that will help me. And so I was also wanting to move from New York as well. So it was me like praying, or wishing that I had the chance to move from New York, and wishing that like I could make more friends and or new friends, and wishing like that I just had a better lifestyle, you know, like learning more, being in a better environment, space, having freedom to do like, or just having a better relationships with my family, like all that. And so God finally, you know, gave the, well, I was actually like, God was at the top. I was praying to God. I'm sorry if you hear the background noise, but I was praying to God, but I was also watching like YouTube videos and like believing in like crystals and watching YouTube videos about like tarot readings basically. And I was like, okay, like this video keeps popping up, so maybe it's for me. This video is popping up because it's for you type. So I would watch it and I would be like, this person's not talking about me. And then I would be like, oh, this actually relates to me. Let me just keep listening to it. And I got on a binge of just watching those videos over and over and over again. And so things came. I finally got the chance to move away from New York. And I was like, wow, like all of this helped me. And I still was not understanding which was like what I should be like, I guess practicing or like believing in. And that's where also manifestation came into play as well. And I started like manifesting and praying to God at the same time, which I'm still trying to figure out if manifestation is of God or not. I know you're supposed to believe God and ask God and not the universe, or what like people are saying nowadays, to believe in the universe and the crystals and all that. So I did steer away from that because I was manifesting very frequently, and then I stopped and I would do it again, but I wouldn't produce action. Like there would be action for like a week or two, like motivation basically. So that's kind of what happened. And then after I moved here, I made one friend from college, right? In college, for my first few years. And leaving my junior year, I have so many more friends that like I actually can relate to, that believe in God, and that, you know, want to be my friend and not just are using me. And I also had anxiety and I had low confidence in the beginning of my junior year, and so, or like leading up to my junior year. And so that's when I went to therapy and I talked about all these things. And leading up to my break, spring break, I believe. Was it spring? No, it wasn't spring break. It was winter break. Had a month off from people. I talked to like one person. I was isolated. And so I got closer to God. And I realized to not worry, and that I am beautiful in God's image, because I struggled with meeting the beauty standard, because you know you have to have wigs and makeup done and lashes done, and I just didn't fit that. And you had to be very vulgar, I guess you could say, or you had to like show your body a lot. So there was a lot of things that I just wasn't, or you had to be very sexual. There's certain things that I just didn't want to do, and those are mostly the things that I didn't want to do. So I just had a hard time with not fitting that role. So I went to God, and he's like, you never even had to do those things in the first place. I'm just like, oh, see, now this is what I needed. Like this is why I knew that this is who I was supposed to be. Like now I don't feel alone, because I know the actions that I am supposed to be taking, or leading to the actions that I'm supposed to be doing. And that leading me to building more relationships with people that either have stopped doing what I don't take part in, and like, you know, they want to build their life, or just people that believe in God in general and that wants to build their life just like me. And so yeah, I'm so appreciative of God and, you know, what he has done for me up to this point, gaining confidence within myself, loving myself more through him and his image. And yeah, And I'm just also learning to stop like doing certain things, like cursing and okay. So where was I? Yeah, I'm just learning to how to be a woman of God in God's image and things of that nature. I'm also learning how to comprehend the Bible, and I feel like along the way I've definitely learned how to understand the Bible better with going back and forth from the new version of how to, or new translation and the old translation, King James Version and New International Version, to help me understand what the Bible is really trying to say. And I also, I'm out of breath. And I also go on the internet to like search up definitions of either phrases, sentences, words, just to get more of an idea of, you know, I want to understand the old language as well and what like God was really trying to say. So yeah, that's basically what the journey that I'm on. I am doing Bible study more often now, but it's also hard to do Bible study every day. I'm not gonna lie, because sometimes you don't want to do it. You don't want to wake up early and get the day started with, you know, reading. Personally, I'm not a big reader, so it is harder for me to do. And also it does take a little while to understand it. So I will have to read back and forth and highlight and write down what I think and all that stuff. So, you know, I do more because I read 2 chapters from different things. So I might just cut back to just reading 1 chapter a day and not 2 different types of chapters, because I do feel like I am pushing myself a little too much and trying to get more out of, like, do more than I need to. Not saying that I don't need to like read the Bible or whatever, but like just take it step by step and not do a whole bunch of stuff and then get drained, you know. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. That's a realization I had just now. But yeah, that's really what I'm doing and what I'm learning. And yeah, God, with this Bible study, God is just teaching me to be disciplined, and I'm also learning not to worry and not to be scared of just being present, being open, and, you know, even expressing that I do believe in Jesus, do believe in God and the word that he's trying to tell us, and just being myself and like connecting it to God and what path he wants me to be on. And also I'm trying my best not to worry and not to be scared and not to care what other people think of this journey that I'm going on with my life changing and what I'm cutting out and whatnot. So yeah, and I'm not perfect, because Lord knows I'm not perfect. Like, there's still certain things that I need to work on and do better with and cut out for good, or just, you know, temporary timing with certain things. So yeah, but I am so glad if you made it to the end of this video. I know I talked a little bit. I hope you got some insight and resonated with what I said. And if you have made it to the end of the video, I hope you subscribed and liked, and also comment your path and your journey with God and how you have resonated with this video if you would like. And I will see you in my next video. Later.